Hey, everybody. Welcome to the No Code North Lodge. We are No Code North, a group of Canadian folks who love Webflow, No Code, Glide, you name it. We try all sorts of different things. So today we're doing some lightning demos to let our people show some of the things that they've built or some of their work or some of the tools that they love to use. So I'm going to hand it over to Andy Claremont, who has organized this event, and he's going to take it away.
Thanks, Benny. So we had quite a number of folks submit saying that they were interested in doing a demo. So we're going to try to keep these nice and tight and fly through as many as we can. And I'm going to start from the top of the list and work our way down. Corey Barron, you wanted to share a couple of tools used for work. I see a Corey off camera in the room. Corey, is that you?
Yeah, that's me there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I just hopped in there. Maybe I can get a few minutes if you want to put somebody ahead of me. That'd probably be better.
For sure. Julian, we
Yes,
know that your screen share is working. You're
we
next
know
on the
the
list.
screen share is working, so we'll better prove that that's worth something. Okay, let me turn this on. It's gonna do that thing again for a moment, but then I'll switch it over.
And this is Formulize.
This is
Open
Formulize.
source data management.
Yeah, so Formulize is open source and is essentially a no-code tool, but it's been around for a very long time. We started working on it actually over 20 years ago. So it's very mature. And what it is it's essentially a database. I've put together a little simple database here of like cities, countries, continents. And it's a database system that you can use to just throw together a database in the same kind of way that you would throw together a website in WordPress or something like that. So, just a little walkthrough of this simple little application. We have countries. There we go. Actually, just going to switch this to North American. We can also look at the cities alone. So there's 3 cities if you know your database is like one to many, etc. And that's all modeled automatically in the system based on the configuration that you've done. I'm just going to change the owners of this because if I get through this quickly enough and it's not too confusing, we might be able to get to some of the permission things, which are very interesting. Continents. So you got different ways of seeing things as well, depending on what you're doing. So we've got continents here. We can add another continent. We can add more countries to the continent. We could add, the United States, etc. So there we go. And then in our list of countries, we now got 2 countries. I haven't put any cities in. Like it all, so it all does what you might expect. So in terms of what that looks like behind the scenes, here it is behind the scenes. So I made one little application called Geography. It's got 3 forms in it. And you just it's all no code for creation. You've got different elements you can add to the forms. We've got the population, we've got the country, the city, etc. And importantly, it automatically handles relationships between the things. So each country has many cities, each continent has many countries, and that's defined automatically because, for example, where are we? If we look at the countries, there's the continent, and it's autocomplete box, and that's actually pointing to what options the user can choose from, use the values from the continent's form. So it just you pick that and it creates the joins and it does everything behind the scenes for you, and that's what makes them all sort of work together and gives it that representation at the relationship level. but the reason I continue to use it and keep using it for all kinds of things is because it's so flexible. You can model anything, and in particular, the permissioning. If we get to, let me pick on this one. If we look at the permissions for different groups of users, if I had different groups of users here, like people from North America and people from South America, you can have differential permissions for any grouping of users, and you can have arbitrary groups of users. Of course, you can make as many different groupings as you want, and within each form, they can have all these different sorts of permissions. So update things according to their group, or for anybody, or this is the important part, the visibility. And you can get into some very wonky, very nuanced things here, like people in a certain group can only see, maybe you wanted the North Americans to only see entries from the South Americans for whatever reason. That wouldn't make sense in this application, but in some other application, that might be the way you want to do it. Have one group, visible to another. But you can also do, only view entries based on conditions in the elements, and all kinds of stuff. So if let's just, yeah, that's we've only got a couple minutes, but that's it in a nutshell. There's all kinds of things that I could show. Let me just do a quick, if I dive into the elements, for example, there's a whole bunch of display settings, which groups should see the elements. Like everything is based around the permissions, the groupings of the users, so that everything is dynamically generated based on what who they are and what they can see and do. So you can control all the elements based on the groups. You can do particular conditions, only display based on this condition of the values in the form, and so on. And database stuff too, if you need to control like the what the type is in the database itself, or should you encrypt it, or does it need to be indexed? You have that level of control too. And you can do bits of code if or when you need to. For example, actually, is it open? Yeah, I got it here. The country population, you can write a little snippet of code if you need to do sort of things here and there. And you can, if you want, you can get into all kinds of code, because for example, screens, where are we? If we look at let's look at the form. So by default, there's a default set of templates it uses, and it tells you where on the file system you can find them. But if you want to customize templates, you can just, you can just write your own version of the template if you want. That all totally works. And it's fully open source, GPL2, it's standard LAMP stack that it runs on, and yeah, so no restrictions, and it can do anything, and it doesn't cost anything. So there you go.
Got it. Thank you, Julian. I peeked the Formalize site. So Formalize.net as a service looks like it's database.
Oh, yeah, I do offer hosting services.
Got it.
But Formalize.org is the open source project site. And so, yeah, there you go.
So great for deploying to shared hosting.
Yes, good. It works in shared hosting. It works in Docker. It works, we ship with a Docker image.
Awesome.
Actually, you can spin it up locally that way. So those who are a bit more codey, I'd love to do a more codey demo sometime, because you can certainly do a lot that way too if you have to.
Awesome, Julian. Thank you. Harshit, I think I saw you in here. Up next, you were going to demo Potato extension for Webflow.
Yep.
There you are. Yo, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Andy. Hi, everyone. Today, I am here to present Potato extension for Webflow. It's an extension that I created sometime back while I was learning about the extensions in general itself. I'm not a professional JavaScript coder, but I did understand, the basics of JavaScript. Just a second, my mic is not holding now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I I understand some basics concepts of JavaScript and all of that, so that when AI came out, it really helped me to put together my thoughts and my understanding into an application. So that was my experiment, and Potato extension was the result out of it. So I also I'm going to present Potato extension, but at the same time I want to encourage everybody to try out coding with AI. Just having some basics fundamental of JavaScript is will enable you to make complex applications or complex like in complex use cases. You can basically create code for a lot of complex use cases as well. But yeah,
Oh.
having basic understanding makes a lot of will definitely help you a lot. So let me
All right.
quickly share my screen. Just a second. I should have prepared before that, but let me quickly create a site here and share my screen for the extension blank site. Okay.
Okay, while you're bringing that up, for everyone else too, have your demos queued up and ready to go. We're gonna switch over quickly between demos.
Okay, so I think now we should be good.
Awesome. There we go.
Potato extension for Webflow. I'm just going to open the link as well here. There we go. So this is Potato extension for Webflow. Right. So it comes with the idea of this extension, what that it can help you with some like minor features in Webflow that can help you build faster. So that was the goal. And right now I don't have a UI on the left side. Like if you see Rilium or FinSuite extension, we have some good UI here, right? With FinSuite we have here. With Rilium they also have some good UI here. So Potato right now doesn't have a UI, but you can see Potato icon there. So which means right now it is working. So that's why just I have it here. But the main UI lives here in the top, and I think that is not visible because I'm sharing my window. So I might have to share my screen
Share the
itself.
screen?
So let
Yeah.
me end my screen share and share the entire screen. So let's see. Let me know if it is visible now. Okay, so here is my extension, and if I click on it, I can turn
There you
turn on all the features that I want to use. The reason of having these switches is because Webflow keeps updating their UI and designer frequently. So what happens is because of some, let's say some Webflow update came out and some of the feature might broke, right, and they don't work. So you can turn them off so they don't create a problem for you or bug for you in the designer, or just in case you don't want to use any feature, you can turn them off. So here I am going to turn on all the features and I'm going to go over them one by one. So once I turn them all of the features on, I can click on update features and it will refresh my designer so that all the features are now available for me to use. And now I will again quickly switch to window share so that you don't get disturbed with a lot of other things in the screen. So I will quickly do that. Sorry for this. Okay, now okay, cool. Now it is good. So the first feature that I have here is adding 16 rem, converting basically pixel into rems using a spacebar. So what it does is, for example, let's say I will take a div block, right? I want to add padding inside this. So if I will go here in Webflow, what you can do is you can type 100, and if you click Shift plus Enter, it will apply all the values to all the sides, right? But with Potato extension, what you can do is if you are using client first system, this is primarily going to be very helpful for you. I will type 100 and click spacebar so that you can see now it's converted to rems directly. Or if I type 100 and click shift plus spacebar, it will convert it and apply it to all the sides. Same here. If I want to apply it to the opposite sides, let's say, and not all of the sides. So I will click on 100 and control plus spacebar, and it will apply it on the opposite sides. So this is how it is working right now. For Mac as well, the commands are same, control plus spacebar, and for all the sides is shift plus spacebar. It also works with the sizes. So let's say I want to add a max width of 500 pixels, click spacebar, and it converts the value to rems. It works everywhere where you basically want to have rems. So that is the first feature. It makes our job very easy when we are building sites. We are much faster with this. The second feature is you might be having multiple SVGs in your project. So let me import a few SVGs really quick here. SVG, let's see what we have here. Okay, so I have a few icons here. For example, I have this handshake icon right here. So let's say you want to have a SVG in your project. What generally happens is you will have to take an embed here. So I will take a what is code block. Okay, cool. Then I think this is different. Is embed gone? I might have something that I should not maybe show you here. Maybe yeah, yeah. Maybe embed is gone in the latest update or something is happening here.
All right, we got 2 minutes
Basically,
left.
what you can do. Yeah. Oh, we have 2 minutes left. Okay.
2 minutes
Cool.
left.
I'll be very fast. So I will quickly show you. I thought we had more time. My bad. Sorry. So we have few more features. One of them is you can copy the SVG code really fast. So when I click on copy SVG code, it will copy the SVG code for you. And let me get you that. So see, the SVG code is copied here with the values applied. So width will be 100%, height will be 100%, and fill will be set to current color. So this will allow you to set the SVG directly inside the designer. The third option is copy this as HTML embed. So you can click on this, and when you paste it inside designer, you can see it will be embedded as potato embed. And oh, here is the code embed editor. Okay, there we go. And now I can change the color directly from the designer. So this is the third feature. The fourth feature is creating creating alt text using AI. So I can have, let's say, Tony Stark here, for example. It will generate alt text without any context. I can click on set alt using AI, and it will generate an alt text for me. A man in a suit and a tie wearing glasses. So it generated that. It doesn't detect it's Tony Stark, but yeah, it will generate the alt text for you. Helpful in many cases. And the last feature I have here, there is one more really quick. So if I have, let's say, the image inside the designer, generally for CLS, to reduce the CLS, you need to enter the width and height here. So in this case, it's 799 or 798 like this. So instead of typing it manually, you can click on add original dimensions or add HIDPI dimensions. In Webflow, it only does for width, but this button you can apply both. And you can add original dimensions as well. This will help you reduce CLS. So I do this for all the images on my website, and this makes it much faster to apply it. Next, the last feature is class name helper, which is super helpful if you are using client first or maybe any other style system as well. So let's say I have a form here, and I'm typing here, naming this form underscore component. The next time I type something, I don't have to type it completely. See, it's already suggesting me form. I can click on shift and it will write it for me, the component name. Then I can type potato wrapper, form wrapper. And then let's say I have a text field here. So I will just go here like this. Form, this is, let's say, input, just like this. And this is maybe button. This is message. Success, right? So now here you can see I went to 2 steps like form underscore message underscore success. The next time I'm typing here, it will take me to the 2 levels. So form underscore message underscore, and now I can type here error. So you can see it helps us name classes much faster. So that is the last feature of Potato Extension. So these are the all features of Potato Extension. I went through them very fast, but you can watch a full guide here if you want to. Yeah, here's the link for
That's awesome.
Yeah,
adding quality of life
guys.
Improvements with a Chrome extension for Webflow. That's killer.
Yeah.
Corey, are you ready to go?
I would say you give me a couple more minutes there, and I should be good to go
worries.
there. I just kind of was surprised by this a little bit there actually there when I walked in there, because I walked into the other Google Meetup, or if you had another link there on the, so I had to find this one on the Google.
Gotcha.
webpage and I went around and found it.
No worries, no worries. Steve, are you here? Steve Suderman, Site Success. Don't see Steve. Bradford, you've been sitting here patiently. You're next on the list. You good?
All right. Well, let me
All right.
share here and kind of kick this off. Yeah, so I've also got a Chrome extension to share. So I work at Amply, an agency, and this is something we came up with and built. It's called the Webflow Input Enhancer. And so just kind of the origin story of where we came up with this is something we've been doing a lot recently with some of Webflow's updates, is building a lot of our sites using kind of a component first approach. So we're really trying to, push the limits of what we can do with components, because our clients seem to really like that, and it makes their Webflow sites easier for them to manage. And so that's led us to create a lot of properties. And so something we've been doing is like adding the ability to have work with classes and in your properties. So for example, like this is just a standard hero section. We're adding the heading class in here as a property. So if the client wanted to on a different page, they could, update this to inherit, the H2 font size. And so that's a pretty common thing. And the main downside right now with Webflow and properties like this is the client kind of just has to know the system to change that. And I think in this case with heading, it is fairly self-explanatory that you'd go from H3 to H4, but there's a lot of times where you may be working with classes in your properties and the client would have no idea like what classes they should add there, and you don't really have a spot in the property name to tell them that. So we created this extension which really just allows us to enhance properties and make them better for our clients and us to use. So I'll just add this to Chrome and kind of show you what it does, because it does a couple cool things here. So I've got this installed. I'll just refresh to make sure it's loaded. Once it's loaded here, you'll get a message. It pops up and you'll see that icon here letting me know that the Webflow Input Enhancer is working. And so one of the first things we can do here is add auto suggest for class properties. So to do that, I would just go into my props and go to that heading size, and I would just add in brackets class. And that's just going to tell the input enhancer to look for classes in the project to suggest when I'm clicking there. So if I go back out of this, you can now see we have this class icon there. And if I go here and start typing, it shows me a recommendation of other classes there. And so that works for anything in the project. So that's really nice right there. But I could even take this a step further to make this better for clients by creating a drop-down property there. So this will take a couple steps, but I'm going to make this a drop-down so I can specify exactly what I want my client to see there. So I can go here and type in drop-down, and then I just need to add equals. And then I need to create like an ID for this dropdown. I'm going to call it headings. And then how this works is we have in the project, we have this, it's the IE config component. This doesn't have to live on any page. It just has to be a component there. But if I add this to the project, this is where I can actually store these reusable dropdown lists, so that I'm essentially able to list out the options I want to show up in the list, and then I can connect it to a property. So right here, I've already created this for the heading. Essentially, I just need a paragraph list separated by commas, and then I just need to add the custom attribute here of IEID, and then that ID just needs to match what I've used in that dropdown. So since I've already created it, it's going to be working, and I can go here, and now I've got a nice H1, H2 list, so I can select my H1. And that way we don't even have to see really the class name. I'm able to specify, a different name other than the class that the client can see. So that's really nice, rather than having to have, padding section large, you can just put large in there, and then that's tied to that class name. So that's really powerful. The nice thing about this being kind of global in this component is that I can reuse this on other components. I don't have to rewrite that list. So I could go to another component where I'm using like a heading, for example, and just easily link that up and tie that there. So I've already got that working on other components. So pretty pretty nice and easy to use, and you can essentially create those lists maybe in a starter project and then bring them into every site pretty quickly. So those are the two like core features. Another thing that isn't used as frequently, but it is pretty nice, is we sometimes when we're building out sites, we'll use the custom element, and because with the custom element, you can use a style prop, and then you can add custom CSS for things. So we're actually doing that here for this max width. And what we can do here is we've added, if you add in your property name, if you add style in brackets, that's going to also inherit some functionality from the extension. So what we'll get there is anything that has that, you'll see the brackets pop up, and that will actually allow us, rather than having one big long line of an input, everything, the input will expand and you can write as many lines there and it won't be all messy. And it will also suggest properties for you. So like in this case, I'd probably just be using that one, but if you wanted to like write more CSS, I can start typing in padding, and this is going to show all the CSS properties there. And then the other cool thing here is that this also links into your variables. So if you wanted to, write some custom CSS on an instance specific level and then reference a variable in the project, if you just, add the 2 dashes there, it'll also link into your project and you can see all your variables. So I could, there's a lot of use cases for this. If you're wanting to work with Gap and create a component with, your columns, and then you have a Gap style prop, you can basically just have a field there and then you can link into your variables for those gaps. So I'd say that's kind of a more advanced use case. Not everyone's going to use, but it can be super helpful and nice to work with as well. But my favorite is really this drop-down one, because that just makes things a lot cleaner for everybody who's working with it. So those are the core features. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's killer. Just imagine the amount of time saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. We've been talking about components a lot lately. And yeah, mine's a bit related to that too, but that's great.
Awesome.
Corey, are you queued? Are you ready?
Yeah, no problem there. I got a few there that I can demo here, and I probably can do them pretty quick. So
right, awesome.
Mine are mostly desktop apps. Here, I guess I better share my screen with you there, and then we'll get started. All right, so this is a desktop application that I built there. It's basically like the snipping tool on your computer, and I built this. Like I got into software because of ChatGPT, and actually I still don't know how to code, but it does all the coding for me. But I kind of just read the instructions. But basically what this is like the snipping tool, but the difference with this tool is that instead of like, how you snip a screenshot and you get an image, this actually will extract text out of an image. And so I'll kind of just demo that right here for you right now there. So I'll take like a document, like an Excel document or so, right? And this can kind of organize the data, so from a table into text. And so it's kind of nice in a way because it's organized. So you hit the new button and then you just kind of draw out your rectangle, and you can kind of see the red rectangle or so. And then I just basically let go, and then it extracts the text into this box here, so it's selectable. So if you're like dealing with images, for example, like I can show you an image here. You can't select text on a picture, right? So this tool will do the same thing here if I do it again here. So if I go this, new, and draw out from a table here, I'll just draw this corner right here for now. And you can see it shows the text there. It's pretty organized. You can see it's like the top row is full, 937 Gadsden in Alabama to Toronto, Ontario. And you can see right up there in the image there on the top row, it says that. So that's basically how this tool works. And I got like a clean text button. Sometimes I get like these equal signs, so it's not like 100%. So I kind of clean up a lot of these little things with the, just clicking clean button, and it cleans it all up for me. So that's basically the demo there of this tool, and it shows you the image I snipped on the right hand side in this little visual here too as well. So that way you can kind of see what what happened, what it snipped, and so on. Any questions, or should I continue on?
So cool. Keep going.
Very neat.
Okay, all right. So the next tool I got is very similar to that. It's ChatGPT like, but it's also got this snipping tool feature to it. So just give me a second here, and I'm gonna pull it up. Okay. So I'm using a local AI model using the Ollama framework, if you are familiar with it. And this runs a little slower on my computer because it's all local. It doesn't use the internet at all. So actually I don't know if my computer's frozen up just now. Actually, I might have a trouble trying to present this. I hope you guys can see my screen well.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so this is like a little chat box, and it's got a list of like models that I can use that are downloaded on my computer. It's not using the internet, and you can talk to it. So I put a front-end framework to the Ollama model, and basically built a little chat thing there. So I got to find a vision model in here because what I wanted to show you is the vision. So I got this Llama 3.2 vision. If you go to ollama.com, you can learn a little bit about this stuff. And YouTube, you can YouTube Ollama. And basically, I'll just start out by typing hello and just waiting for the response. And it usually takes like about 10 seconds to respond because of the way my computer operates. And I can kind of show you maybe the performance on my computer too as well. Usually when this is happening, you can see my GPU because it uses an NVIDIA card. But you can see right here, it already responded. It said, hello, how are you today? Is there something I can help you with? Well, let's, I thought I'd incorporate that snipping tool into the model on the front end because I thought that would be really cool because I use the snipping tool a lot into ChatGPT, and I paste images all the time. So I thought, maybe I should just, this would be cool to incorporate a little button there. So basically I did that, and I here's my snip. And then basically what I do is I can chat to the model, and I can say, like, for example, describe the image. And you can see this is where I type, and then I just click send. And then it should tell me that that is a bird of some kind there. And so I just got to wait a minute here. So, but yeah, that's basically like my second little demo here of my chat thing here. It's going to take us a few seconds here for it to, come up with a response, obviously, there. And you can kind of see my GPU is sort of working here. So once it performs or finishes there.
So while that's chugging, just to double check. So you don't know how to write code. You're using ChatGPT. Was 100%. That Python I saw in your IDE there?
Yeah, all Python. And all of my tools are built with AI. I don't generally use ChatGPT anymore because it's not as good at writing code, in my opinion, there as, like, for example, there I moved from ChatGPT to there's a response right there, and just to let you know, so this is the response. So it says the image depicts a bird perched on a branch, showcasing its vibrant plumage, and the bird's back is turned to the camera, and it faces leftward. So so that's the response I got out of it there, and that's just off of my computer. But yeah, like I started last year with ChatGPT, and then Claude came around, and I started using that as a backup, and then DeepSeek really before it got popular and Trump mentioned anything about it there, I was using it for about a month and a bit, and that really accelerated my abilities because I don't write really any code at all there, and all of my scripts are about they're all basically like the snipping tool that I showed you right here. This is the code, and it's only like 200 lines of code, right? That's pretty much all the code that was written for this app. It's not a lot, And ChatGPT doesn't like to at least, you know, from the last time I used it back in January, December, it wasn't liking to write more than 200 lines of code. So that's when I got interested in DeepSeek, because DeepSeek was writing up to like 500 to 600 lines of code. So then that really expanded my abilities, and I started writing. But all of this stuff actually I built with ChatGPT actually there. I built this program way back, and it's just one script actually there to build this framework over top of the Ollama model. And then, you know, I went on and, you know, I've been building other scripts now. Like the third one here is going to demo for you guys is a sub-industry scraper. So basically, or not, yeah, it's basically like using the AI again. And I guess basically I'm going to show you how my file looks. Okay, so this is basically like, you know, a file with a list of trucking companies and different services, and you can see the industry column right here. So it's got like trucking company, transportation service, moving company, and so on. And then it's got like the phone numbers of these companies, their state and province that they're located in here, and it's got their website addresses here if there is any. And then it's got a description column right here, as you can see right here. And in these descriptions, it tells you like right up here, like what's in that cell. So it'll tell you a little bit about the company. Like, so this one says Any Lake Trucking can help you prepare your property with safe demolition and excavation services in Whitehorse. Call our full service excavation company. Okay, so this file here, so that's the description of the companies. And then this file here is like 7,000 rows long. So it's got about 7,000 companies in it. And so what I wanted to do, because I'm in the transportation industry, I wanted to get the sub-industry for the trucking companies, because I'm looking for particular companies and, you know, that are in the trucking industry. So I look for like companies that move type of trailer, like called a dry van trailer. It's an enclosed trailer, the most common one you see on the road. And so basically I wanted to extract out of the description column any mention of a company that might be hauling a dry van trailer. So I used AI to label this row right here with these insert dry van. And it would go row by row. It would check the industry, then check the description. Check the industry, check the description. If there's no description, it skips. If there was a description, like here, it would read through and then verify. And if it doesn't verify, then it doesn't put nothing there. And some of these descriptions, if you notice here, are in French. Like this one right here is in French. And so I got this AI model not only to read English, but it is reading French as well. And it's quite fascinating to watch. So I'll kind of demo it here for like maybe 30 seconds just to see how it looks. And you guys can see the responses from the AI. Okay, so I'll run it here. So I'll open up a file. And then let's go to process files. And I'll go to trucking companies. And then we're going to use the DeepSeek R1. I think it's 8 billion parameter model. And then we're looking for dry van trailers. Okay. And then the results are going to come down in here, actually in this box. Okay. I'm going to expand it for you guys so you guys can see it. But actually, I should close this out so that that doesn't interfere. Because my AI can be slow and laggy sometimes and freeze up. Just to be honest. But this is basically it. So it's going to start in a second here. So I just basically expanded it so you guys can see. So it's going to start writing here. Here he goes. Okay, so you can see I kind of color coded as well. Each color is a processed row. So you can see like the text is red here and then purple here. So it processed the row and it spits out sub-industry. If it's a dry van company, it will put dry van right here. Okay, if it's not, it's going to say nothing. And those 3 rows have nothing in the description, so it puts NaN for me. I think it means non in answer or something like that. And so basically, if it finds the description here, like this one right here, it says model's full response. Any Lake Trucking can help you prepare your property demolition. You remember we read that already. And then basically it asks 10 questions. So like to identify whether it's a dry van company. So the first question 1, the text doesn't mention any specific trailers like dry vans or box trailers. So the answer would be no. Question 2 is labeled right here. Since there's no info about ownership or leasing of trailers with their own drivers, I can say they don't have that. Question 3. The description talks about demolition or excavation services which aren't related to general cargo transport, so they're not handling palletized goods here. And I got 10 questions here, so it just goes through and answers really accurately, and then it comes up to a conclusion down here and says the company is not a dry van trucking carrier. And it says no match, negative conclusion. So basically, this right here is actually still the model responding. This right here is the extracted response from the conclusion. So basically, like the way I figured out that like the model sometimes misses a character in this statement. And if you want to extract the answer, you usually got to just extract a portion. Is not a dry van trucking character or trucking whatever there. It might have to extract a portion because it won't perfectly answer every time. But generally it does a pretty good job at answering all of these questions, and it's like still saying it hasn't found anything. And I think it does find one within the first 10 or 15. But yeah,
that's incredible.
So
and the fact that it's all running locally.
Yeah, it's all running locally. You can see, I'll show you my GPU. So I learned a few things. It took me 3-4 months why my GPU used to freeze up. And I figured out the reason why was because the temperature, if you notice the temperature here, would get up above like 85 degrees Celsius and lock in at like 100%. It would lock my GPU up where it just max out all the time and never shut down unless I shut down the program. And it would never process at that point. So I
and that's why we need all the data centers.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing is you can see these I put some little rules in for temperature to measure the temperature. So I said, you know what? Check the current temperature while it's processing. If it hits above 80, then it's got to do a pause for a cool down, as you can see right here, pausing for a cool down. And then it waits for its temperature to come down to a reasonable temperature, like you can see right here, 58 degrees Celsius. And then it says, okay, we're down pretty good. Let's resume processing. So I kind of solved that issue as well with the
I think we'll need you back for a really deep dive on how you've built all this, because this is incredible. You've done so much here. This is awesome.
And like I'm starting to learn the code now, but a lot of it is reverse engineering for me.
That's incredible. Yeah, we'll need to do a showcase or a deep dive or something and get you back on here for a full hour. Yassi, are you on standby?
Hi.
Hey, I see ya. There we go.
Hi. Well, my presentation is going to be very different to everyone else because I'm a designer and I'm just like freaking out because I have no idea how you guys do this. But I'm a very beginner in Webflow, so I'm just going to present what I've done for Webflow and InDesign. So
awesome.
I'll share my entire screen. Yeah, so this is, I love Friends, and when Matthew Perry passed away, I designed this website while I was learning Webflow. I can share the link with you guys if you like. I have no idea how to like do animations and stuff, but I really wanted to have this like part where all the scenes that were like memorable to any Friends lover, so you can hover over them. I did, and this was made in Client First, which I was just learning. So another website I did was for one of our family members who is a musician, and I tried to play around with Webflow, and this is my second site that I've done. Well, I've been a graphic designer and a UI UX designer for a while, and I've designed websites, applications in different industries. Like these are some of my designs that I've done. This is for Western Sydney University, Australia, which was a very cool platform for students who were struggling to find a job after they graduated, and it had like 4 different sections of improvement in a life of a student. So this was basically made with like giving questions from different aspects to improve each aspect of their life. So if it's like how they communicate, how well they're doing with their studies, or like networking. And when they answered these questions, like these are the set of, it had a very huge component library that we had to design. And each question would make this chart so they knew how they improved in that specific area. I also have some knowledge in branding and brand identity. I've done a lot of work in different industries like mining, especially. And this is another project I've done, was for indoor navigation, which is actually for inside like libraries or museums that you can easily find with specific, if you have like a specific category that you're looking for, you can easily locate yourself by moving your camera, and then it will show you the exact path to get to that specific item you're looking for. This application I designed was for service industry, home cleaning service, which won 2 awards back in Iran. It was for it had 2 like different types of application, one for the person who is requesting the service, and another one was for the person who is actually giving the service. So it had different type of steps, so to indicate what type of service they're requiring. And the nice part was that the person who was giving the service had a very good understanding of how much income they earned and how well did they do in their service, in providing the service.
Very nice.
Yes. So these are just some of my work I just wanted to share, and thank you for this opportunity.
Your work is beautiful. I love especially the line work, that nice balance of minimalism and texture. I think we're definitely gonna have a session on animation and Webflow coming up. Maggie, I know there was stuff that you wanted to share today that we don't have time for, but there's so much I think that you can learn from folks in this group. Also, welcome to Vancouver.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ian, you're up next. Community sites on Webflow.
Yeah, of course. So let me just present here. You all see?
Yep, the Infinite Gather.
Awesome. So yeah, so as Andy mentioned, my name's Ian. I am based in Vancouver, Canada. And the tool I am going to show you today is called SuperSparks. So SuperSparks is a Webflow app that I've been working on for almost 2 years now, that enables user-generated content and community for Webflow sites in a matter of minutes, completely no code. So the first type of user-generated content that our tool enables is for commenting. So this is most commonly used for adding comment sections to blog CMS pages, but that's not really the focus of the next 5 minutes. The second type of user-generated content that is also possible is for adding reviews and ratings to Webflow sites. So this is kind of most commonly used for, of course, adding reviews to an e-commerce website to improve conversion for products. Also for recipe blogs, it's pretty commonly used for that. And then also for directory websites. So actually, I got the inspiration to build SuperSparks about 2.5 years ago. I kind of just woke up one day and decided I wanted to build a directory website for craft beer breweries. And yeah, I just kind of went through the process of trying to add reviews. And long story short, yeah, that's kind of where I got the inspiration for building SuperSparks. But what I kind of wanted to focus on is the third type of user-generated content that our tool enables. We also have an audio player kind of randomly, but that is our community posting feature. So this enables users of your website to be able to create new pages of rich text content through the Webflow CMS. So this has a wide range of use cases. So job boards, a user of ours is actually building a social media website currently. But the most common one is for building discussion boards / forums. So this is an example here of a forum built with our tool and Webflow, and then also MemberStack. So as you can see, I'm currently logged in through MemberStack. So now if I just go to create a new discussion, so I'll just add a title here. And then I can just go to this rich text editor and just add some content and then format it a bit. Then I can also add inline images and then also headings. So H2 here. And then this select input is actually acting as a reference field for topics and categories, which if I have enough time, I'll kind of highlight later, but I'll just select the startups topic. And then now if I just click post discussion, I should be redirected to the published page for this content. And then all of my member profile details are being displayed with my post in this kind of author / original poster section. Then, as you can see, all of the rich text that I provided is also here. So now if I also just add a comment down below, you'll see that this also works. And then the same thing happens where my profile details are being displayed. Can also upvote the post. So yeah, well, that's not working right now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now if I just jump over to the Webflow project for this. So yeah, there's kind of two things that really sets our solution apart. The first is that every single element of a community / user-generated content sections can be customized in the Webflow designer. So for example, it can change the color of this button. The rich text editor is composed of custom elements, so that can also be customized in the Webflow designer. So also the layouts and yeah, interactions can be added. And yeah, this is really just scratching the surface. And then the second, which I kind of touched on, is that our tool also integrates with MemberStack and Outseta, and used to integrate with Webflow user accounts, RIP. So that's kind of provided us with a bunch of headaches, but yeah. So yeah, and then if I just jump back to the project, there's a few other things I just wanted to show you. But yeah, kind of the core benefit of being able to customize the design here is that you can kind of keep your community all under one roof and kind of maintain consistent design with the rest of your website instead of directing your users to a third-party community platform with cookie cutter design or embedding one on your site. And then also it's a great add-on to increase the value that you provide for your MemberStack or Outseta membership site. So yeah, here is a collection list element. So I can also go to other posts and then also just add comments.
And all of these posts are living in the CMS collection on Webflow?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
So
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So if I just, that was what I was going to show next, but yeah, basically the page of content that just got created for my new post is got created from this collection template page
Very clever.
here. So then, yeah, if I just go to the CMS collection for posts, you can see it here. So this is the post that I just created. And then the
great.
topic that I provided is being referenced in this collection.
Mhm.
So if I just jump back to the project, I think it was here, and then just go to the startups category / topic, the post that I just added is being filtered on this page. So you can create landing pages for different topics / categories using the collection template page for topics. So yeah, that's of course great for SEO. And yeah, just a bunch of other features that I don't know if I have time for, but there's also the possibility for public profile, so you can see.
We'll definitely get you back.
Users and activity, and yeah,
that's great.
Works with FinSuite attributes, and yeah, okay. I'm sure I'm out of time.
it's all good. No, this is great. I'm sure we'll get you back for a showcase or a workshop or something. This plus I'd set a killer combo. To wrap us up, Logan, James, hi guys.
Hello. How are we?
How you doing?
Very good.
Yeah, Logan's leading the way, so he can take the show.
So today we'll make it nice and quick for you, but just wanted to show you guys all a new app that we've made for our zoo friends here. So last year we heard some feedback, and I'll show you this this general process here of what a customer has to deal with when they're purchasing some tickets and then showing up to the zoo the first time. And I'll give you a kind of rundown on what some stuff we heard from them was. So here's their website, built-in Webflow by James himself here. So if you're looking to purchase a ticket or a season's pass, you just go up here, grab some tickets, all done with Webflow e-commerce. Go in and buy some seasons. I have a couple in my checkout already. So I got a couple tickets in there. So this is what our checkout looks like. And I won't buy anything right now because I already have some stuff prepped. So I'll show you our new app here. So this is the Twin Valley Zoo portal. So once a customer purchases tickets from the zoo website, then they'll have a link to this and they'll be able to view their order. They go on into their order, and one of the big issues that the zoo had last year was these cards here are required to be made before or at the zoo essentially. And now we have the ability to pre-register them and get that nice, beautiful image on the back there, taken on your phone or what have you ahead of time. So you can have your ticket details there. Beautiful Jane Doe. Can head in and pre-register that. It's a very quick and easy process. Pre-register that, and now once they head to the zoo, it will be all printed, ready to go for them. We'll save them a lot of time. It saves the zoo a ton of time, and the same thing goes for the daily passes. Now their ticket details, they don't have to pre-register those, so that just shows up here for them if they need any support or anything like that. As well as one of the big ones is you're able to now also gift their tickets. So before there wasn't really a specific system in place for allowing people to easily gift their tickets to their kids or what have you, and all of them have the same name. So now you're able to send a nice gift or even just write the name on the ticket, and it's as easy as that. Also allows you to show all the customer, see all the customer details as well as your payment information. And we have a little visitors booth here for them as well. So you can see all the zoo animals, upcoming events, the map for the zoo, frequently asked questions, and they can write a review. And then they also have the ability to get help or support with a little quick issue description and a screenshot, or even reach out. And that is all done in Glide.
I totally missed the I think this looks familiar.
Yes.
And I ignored the toolbar up top, and I was like, oh.
Well, we do have also technically I think Arc is giving me some problems here right now, but we do also technically have an admissions app that the zoo uses in their store, which I think we showcased at a No Code North event before. And I'd be happy to share the whole system, Airtable, the whole stack and everything at another showcase. But just wanted to give you guys an idea of what our new portal looked like and how it kind of helped out the zoo, as well as very essential to the customers and getting them through the doors much quicker.
This is fantastic. I love that you're evolving the stack. So now what do we have now? So it's Webflow for the site. We have Glide for the app. Are you still using WhaleSync for passing data?
Yeah, so WhaleSync is for passing data. We also have Make specifically for the payment data because it's a little bit better for us to pass through specific data and send through different flows. But WhaleSync does do pretty much all the visitor boost stuff, majority for the website, of course. But yeah, so WhaleSync, Make, Webflow, Glide, and we have technically 3 Glide apps for the zoo. We do have a specific help and support one, but it's just a little dedicated, pretty much just this page again, for people who haven't bought their tickets and don't have access yet per se. So
that is awesome. And I think that's a great place to wrap up with. There were so many awesome lightning demos today, a bunch of potential showcases, I think, follow-ups to do with all these projects. Kenny, Maggie, all the No Code North organizers, thank you for letting me pull this little lightning demo session together. This has been so much fun. Penny, I'll throw it over to you to take us home.
Great. Thanks very much, Andy. And thanks to all of our presenters today. Those were all quite amazing projects that I just kept going, wow, I want to have that too. Wow, I want to build that. So we do invite you to come and join us at No Code North. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do weekly events. Next week, we're going to be having our Northern Showcase to introduce to you René Lacroix and Rick Beaulieu from Renflow Designs in Brantford, Ontario, which is also home to James and Logan. So there's something in the water in Brantford, I think.
Yes, they're very nice people.
Yes, they are. They seem lovely. And we would like you to also visit our website at nocodenorth.com and sign up for our mailing list so you can hear about all of our events and join us on socials and all that stuff. And in the meantime, we'll see you next week. Bye.